Hello everyone. Now we'll deal with a new chapter that is injunction under the Civil Procedure Code. So what is an injunction? Injunction is a judicial process whereby a party is required to do or refrain from doing any particular act. So I have simplified that in the following process. So it is a judicial process or a legal remedy which is in the form of a court order for what? For three things: to prohibit to do a certain act, to continue to do a particular act, and to carry out a certain act. So what is the purpose of behind granting injunction? To preserve the subject matter of the suit in status quo for the time being. So there are two kinds of injunction: temporary and perpetual. Temporary is given under Order 39 CPC, whereas perpetual is granted under Section 38 Specific Relief Act. So the granting procedure is of three types: till a particular period, until further orders of the court, or till disposal of the suit. Order 39 deals with the grounds to grant injunction. So there are basically five grounds: A, B, C, D, E, five clauses. First, property in dispute is in danger of being wasted, damaged, alienated, or wrongfully sold in execution of a decree. Second, where a defendant threatens or intends to remove or dispose of his property with a view to defraud his creditors. Clause 3, where a defendant threatens to dispossess the plaintiff or otherwise cause injury to the plaintiff in relation to any property in dispute. Fourth, where a defendant is about to commit a breach of contract or other injury of any kind. The last ground, where a court is of opinion that the interest of justice so otherwise requires. So there are three principles regarding the use of discretion by the court while granting injunction. It was laid under Dalpat Kumar versus Prahlad Singh. So there are three cases. The first is strong prima facie case. There must exist a strong probability that the petitioner has an ultimate chance of success in the suit. This concept has been otherwise expressed by saying that there must be a prima facie case in favor of the plaintiff. The second one is irreparable loss. Irreparable loss means it must be a material one which cannot be adequately compensated for in damages. The injury need not be actual but may also be apprehended. The third principle is balance of convenience. The court is to balance and weigh the mischief or inconvenience to either side before issuing or withholding the injunction. This principle can be expressed by saying that the court is to look to the balance of convenience. Order 39 Rule 2 says, at any time after the commencement of the suit and before or after the judgment, the plaintiff may apply to the court for temporary injunction to restrain the defendant from committing the breach of contract or injury complained of, or any breach of contract or injury of a like kind arising out of the same contract or relating to the same property. So what are the consequences of disobeying an injunction order? That is civil prison of maximum 3 months and attachment of his property for maximum 1 year. And if the disobedience still continues, his property may be sold and compensation to be paid to the victim out of the sale proceeds. Order 39 Rule 3 says, notice should be given to the opposite party before granting an injunction in all cases. But where notice is not required to be given, where it appears that object of granting would be defeated by delay, and it should record the reasons. It is also said the ex parte injunction. So in ex parte granting injunction, no notice is required, and the applicant is required to deliver the application copy, affidavit copy, plain copy, and other reliable document copies to the opposite party, and should file that such documents has been so sent or delivered on the same day or on the following day. Order 39 Rule 4 says, injunction order may be discharged or varied or set aside by the court on an application made by any dissatisfied party. Another point, in Morgan Stanley Mutual Fund versus Karthik Das, the Supreme Court indicated the factors which should weigh with a court in the grant of ex parte injunction. First is irreparable injury. Whether irreparable or serious injury or mischief will ensue the plaintiff unless the injunction is granted. Second, greater injustice. Whether the refusal of ex parte injunction would involve greater injustice than grant of it would involve. Third, plaintiff first hand notice. The court will also consider the time at which the plaintiff first had notice of the act complaint so that the making of an improper order against a party in his absence is prevented. Fourth, whether plaintiff acquiesced some time. The court will consider whether the plaintiff had acquiesced for some time, and in such circumstances it will not grant ex parte injunction. Fifth, good faith. Party applying for ex parte injunction must show utmost good faith in making the application. Last, even if granted, the ex parte injunction would be for a limited period of time. And also the general principles like irreparable loss, balance of convenience and prima facie case should also be considered by the court while granting ex parte injunction. Another point, the order granting or refusing an injunction is an appealable order. So this is all about injunction under the Civil Procedure Code. Hope you all will like it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.